You are not your failure. You failed? Good. That means you tried. But listen, your failure is not your identity. You're not what broke you. You're what survived it. God doesn't define you by the fall, He defines you by the rise. So wipe the dust. Lift your head. You're still in the fight.
I did pray for arms and legs, but arms and legs did not come. Because of fear, I concluded God's not real. There is no hope. I'm alone. I'll always be alone. I'll never get married. Even if I got married, I can't even hold my wife's hand. Even if I had kids, I can't even hold my children when they're crying. I am sorry if you've been abused. I'm sorry if someone has mistreated you. I'm sorry if you're struggling with something that I don't know about. But I want you to know something, that you don't know what miracles can come from your broken pieces until you give your broken pieces a chance.
Every day we're going to have a little bit of self-doubt and panic and anxiety, one way or another. But perhaps at work, perhaps in our health and fitness, perhaps something's going on in your life. Everything's great, and hunky-dory, and life is good, and test results are positive, and you have that conversation, and suddenly things change. I'm sure most, if not all of us, have been there. And so the question you have to ask yourself as a high performer, as a leader, as somebody who emulates excellence in life, is to say, how do I get back into this jet and keep flying and build a core value and an asset and weapon system to the missiles of life, and that's called resilience. Getting your butt shot out builds resilience quick. First time I was shot in combat, and you read about it in my book, which you're gonna get some audiobooks later, I was scared to death. Second time, not as scared. Third, fourth time, like, I think I got this. I'm getting pretty confident. First time I had a panic attack at 30,000 feet. I was close to ejecting from that plane. But every day, I sometimes come back and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Let me put these wings back on and choose to fly one more mission. And it got easier and easier and easier. Doesn't mean the fear doesn't go away, the panic doesn't go away, but it gets subjugated to courage and love and health and fitness and good relationships and great friends and good chocolate and coffee, right?
The fear setting is very simple. I can take a piece of paper, I divide it into 3 columns. At the top, I put what I'm afraid of and the decision, whatever I think is risky or scary. First column, all the worst things that could happen, in detail, the worst things that could happen. Second column, for each of those bullets, what I could do to minimize the likelihood of them happening. And then last column for each bullet, if they happen, how could I get back to where I am now? If you do this exercise, what you end up doing is completely disarming your fears.
You don't have to personally be perfect. Are you hearing me? There are those of you right now, you should have cut a CD. You should have wrote a book. You should have got in school and got that degree. You should have started your own business. There's so many things you should have done. You should have done, but you didn't do it because you're scared. You believe that you said scared of what? I ain't scared. You're scared of failure. And I'm telling you today, you ain't gotta be perfect. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You don't have to be perfect to get what you want, to do what you want, to have what you want, to be what you want. You don't have to be perfect. It's a lie. You don't have to be perfect, but what you have to do is perfect today. That's what I want you to do. You'll never be perfect. As long as you're alive, there's always progress. You can always get better.